I left
Okay,
off subject
I'm gonna call
and
this to
date.
order. It's 7:02.
So,
Let's have the roll call.
okay. Beckwith,
Here.
Caldwell, absent. Deal, absent. Farkapisi. Here. Katsinis,
Here.
Nimi,
Here.
Sheldon.
Here,
We have a quorum.
Okay, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Warren Newport Public Library District provides the community with access to information, kindles the imagination of children and adults, and supports lifelong learning. Are we doing safety?
Yeah, I'll do safety instructions because we're a little short in security this evening. So I think as everyone knows, in the event of emergency, please clear out so safety personnel can do their work. And everyone knows the restrooms are in the end of the hallway and the closest exit is here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anyone want to remove anything from the consent agenda?
I would like to remove the minutes for the February 21st meeting.
Anyone else have something to remove? Okay, can I have a motion on the rest of this?
I move to accept items on the consent agenda, numbered B through F.
I'll second that. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Okay, great. Now, we're gonna postpone that,
I,
minutes hold them off till next time.
yes,
I
I
need a
would like
motion?
to move that we table the minutes from the February 21st meeting until the April board meeting.
I have a question. Can she just make, is it possible for you to make a manual change? Just pass it around? Oh,
No,
I forgot.
thank you.
I forgot you're particular,
Thorough.
which we appreciate.
Okay, did someone second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain, okay. All right, President's report is on page 19. Questions, comments? I have to tell everyone, I was telling Bonnie when we were driving over here today, I'm leaving my neighborhood on Saturday, and I see the bookmobile on the cross street right next to my home. So I turn around, go back, I get on the bookmobile, and I said, Bonnie said she didn't know either, they've been coming there for a year and a half. And I've never noticed it before. Okay, kind of embarrassing. Anyone else have a report? Less embarrassing, I hope.
I do, actually. I just wanted to say that the family and I participated with the family reading night that we had here for River Trail School last month. It was a very excellent event. I'd like to see the cooperation between our various intergovernmental agencies. It definitely helps the mission of our library.
Great, thank you. Anyone else?
Miscellaneous. On the way here, I saw a license plate on a white car that was Library. That's all, no numbers, just
Wow.
library.
Anyone know who that
Nice.
is?
I wonder who that is.
No, I tried to
That's cool.
catch up, but they were too quick.
Anyone else? Okay. Do we have any correspondence?
I don't have any.
Okay. Public comment? Okay. Director's report, page 21. Questions? Comments?
I have something to add.
Uh-huh.
Something that's not in the report, because we're looking ahead to September. We have an opportunity to bring in someone called the Black Belt Librarian for Staff Development Day. This is someone we've been trying to secure for a number of years, even before I arrived here. We didn't have a Staff Development Day this year, as you will recall, for a number of reasons. One of the reasons is we felt we lost, even though we were open, we had offered minimal service. We weren't a full service library when we did the RFID project. That was almost a year ago now, but that was May timeframe. So that was one of those things that we kind of pushed off. So we didn't use we're not going to use the money budgeted for this year. He would be a little bit more than we typically budget for Staff Development Day. But I think it would be worth our while. So I basically want to do a straw poll tonight on if the board agrees to continue that one-day closure. I think it would be the second Friday in September for Staff Development Day. If we foresee any objections to that. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be official, but we want to try to secure a date with him, and obviously it's not on the agenda for this evening, so
Right.
it's for a vote. But
Concerns?
I do have one question. How long is it, it was a few years ago now. It was good we did it at the time. The whole staff did, safety training. And, I don't know, maybe you could include like a half-hour update?
one of the things that
Or
he
if you do that normally
that's-
as part of your
That's actually a good
regular-
segue, because Black Belt Librarian, what he's basically does this for a living now. He travels around the country. But he was head of security at the Charlotte Mecklenburg library system, so that's his expertise. So a lot of his presentation will focus on safety. So
Very good, look at that.
yeah, and I saw him at Spilme when I was when I went. That was the training for new librarians in Illinois, or new library directors in Illinois. What was that? 18 months ago or so when I did that. And he's excellent. I mean, he was outstanding. So he's worth the extra money and, you know, the trouble to get him to come in. We don't usually have to, he would be coming in from North Carolina, I think. We don't usually do that, but considering we saved some money this year, and you know, the fact that it's an area of interest of ours, safety, I think it's worth it. So
He does all day.
he does all that,
Okay.
yeah. So
Any other questions for Ryan on the report? No? Okay, committee reports 41 through 44. Questions, comments?
One amendment. Thank you, Andrea, for spotting this. That will pass to you and to Gina. I had left the date and title off of my report.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. First item of new business, page 46, the resolution. Can I have a motion for this?
I move that we adopt Resolution 2016-2017-4, resolution to support the welcoming and inclusive community pledge.
I second it.
Discussion?
Can I just ask how this came about?
sure. So as you might recall, I think it's in this executive director's report. Aaron Lawler and Mike Nerheim. Aaron Lawler's chair of Lake County Board, and then Mike Nerheim, I think he's a resident of the district, Lake County State's Attorney. They organized this effort with some other groups because they had concerns. I think this really happened during the election, but also post presidential election, about the climate in the county, about can it be as inclusive as it needs to be. You know, we've had an incident at the high school, for example, where there was some racial hate speech was written in one of the restrooms. There was the episode in Zion where the owner of the Dairy Queen, said some racial slurs against a customer there, and other things have happened as well.
Let's not forget the school board comment.
Right, school, yeah. Evanston Library, they had their books about Islam. They were desecrated with hate speech and that type of thing. So there's a pattern of these things, and the statistics show that at least the reports of these instances have gone up. So they decided, why don't we get together as leaders of Lake County and do something about this? And they've started a task force to get the message out that Lake County is inclusive, and this is part of those efforts. It's a symbolic a resolution to express that, you know, we're the things that are stated in here, that we're going to speak out against discrimination, xenophobia, hatred, because it's unacceptable. Obviously it's good for Lake County. It's good for business. It's good for everything. For people to see us as open, and not only is it the right thing to do, but it's also just good for the county. So that's the origin of it.
I would like to remove 2 words from the second paragraph. Immigration or.
And why is that?
That is because most of the items in this list are such as racial, ethnic, status, sexual orientation, are not things that, over which anybody has control. Religion is, and has been from the beginning, an American value, freedom of religion. I don't object to the refugee status, because if someone is here as a refugee, they do have some legal standing, at least until their case is, completed. The people who have a problem with their immigration status, the illegal or undocumented immigrants, do have a choice about that, and they are knowingly breaking US law. As far as I'm concerned, hiring them, renting to them is aiding and abetting criminal activity. And I have a large problem with our welcoming people who are knowingly, willfully violating the law.
I guess I'll add, because when I read this too, it sounded to me like with immigration, I'll agree with Nancy, that it sounded like now we're a sanctuary library. And I don't think it's different. This doesn't state anything different than what we already do. So it sounded a little political side to me. I'm certainly not against it, but I would agree with Nancy on the immigration. If we could get rid of that, it would read much more agreeable to many of our constituents.
Andrea?
I respectfully disagree. This says immigration, it doesn't say undocumented immigration, and,
Okay.
And
What
I
is
would-
immigration status?
excuse me?
Why don't you let her finish?
Okay.
I believe immigration is an American value. There are many, my family history predates the country itself.
Well,
I
as
have-
most of ours.
Excuse me?
Sorry.
As well as I have ancestors who have immigrated here. I have everybody, this is a country, and if this is removed, not only will I vote against it, I'll contact the newspapers.
Go ahead.
I like it the way it is, and I'll explain why. Our library is open to anyone. That is what this says. We don't care how you got here, where you're from, who you are. We are a resource to all people, and to all peoples, regardless of where they come from and how they come to be here. How long they are staying, whether they're here forever, here for the day, if they're a visitor to our country, or if they're somebody trying to come to our country, if they are here to seek knowledge, we are here to provide that knowledge. I think that is the core of what a library does. And I think that it is not a political statement to restate that fact. To all who seek knowledge, be welcome. That is what this is saying.
I agree with that, and I would add to that, as a librarian, when you're standing at the reference desk, the person who comes there to learn, to ask for help, that's what our core value is. A library is a place of service, and I will serve anyone who comes to stand before me and ask me for help. That's just the way it is. So, we have a motion, and does anyone have anything else they want to add? Okay, so we have a motion in front of us, and so let's vote. Let's have a roll call, please.
Farkapisi,
Aye.
Katsinis,
Aye.
Deal absent, Nimi,
No.
Sheldon,
No.
Caldwell absent, Beckwith,
Aye.
ayes have it.
Okay. Can I just ask a procedural question, which is?
Can I ask that the resolution be read aloud, now that we've passed it, because this is filmed?
Would you like to do so?
I would prefer that you did it, because I'm signing checks.
I will do so if you don't wish to.
Okay, thank you.
All
Do you
right.
wanna read this one or the one you have in your papers?
I'll read that one.
Thank you.
And turning towards the camera. Resolution to support the welcoming and inclusive community pledge. Whereas the Warren Newport Public Library District's Board of Trustees supports and serves all residents of the Warren Newport Public Library District, regardless of their background. And whereas we commit to helping promote our core American value that no one should be targeted because of their racial, ethnic, immigration, or refugee status, religion, sexual orientation, or other social identities. And whereas, as public servants, we have an even greater responsibility to speak out against discrimination, xenophobia, and hatred. Because when the unacceptable becomes the norm in our society, human rights for all are threatened. And whereas, the Welcoming and Inclusive Community Pledge inspires a positive perception of all people and engages individuals to help build a greater capacity for understanding others. Now therefore be it resolved that the Warren Newport Public Library District's Board of Trustees publicly endorse the Welcoming and Inclusive Community Pledge and agree to support and serve all of its citizens and families, regardless of their background, and further, encourages all residents of the Warren Newport Public Library District to sign the Welcoming and Inclusive Community Pledge, adopted the 16th day of March, 2017.
Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Well done. Okay. Are we to the end already? So, items for next time, please. Or for committee of the whole.
I think we're still on the same budget and
Yeah,
capital
I have
plan
that.
and financial statements, but that's enough for finance.
George, I had policies, wait, let me find my draft. I was a little confused, I had two lists of policies, and I wasn't real sure exactly.
I actually have a question for Andrea.
Oh,
To-
okay, go
Just
ahead.
to clarify the mid-year financial report, we've been kind of going back and forth about what your feelings are, because with the monthly reports that we do, they're pretty thorough. I think the mid-year financial report, my understanding was that it dates back to a time where the board didn't have the very thorough monthly financial reports that we have. So what's your opinion
mean,
on?
Everybody's getting the whole set every month as part of the committee of the whole.
Yeah.
When they didn't used to, they used to just get the mini part.
Right.
So I've always gotten the whole thing, because I've always, from day one, been finance committee. So it's really up to everybody else, because if you feel that you need
What do
the
you guys think?
6-month report.
I think we should. That's the board responsibility. I mean, that's our task,
Well,
to
sure.
be aware of that. so.
Yeah.
How does it differ from the monthly?
Well, that's the question, because when you look at that monthly financial report, you get the data each month. So if you find it valuable, that's fine. I just want to make sure it's something that you find valuable as a board and not something that we just do as a matter of routine, so.
And that gets included in the board packet. So if somebody's looking through somebody from the public's
Sure.
looking through the history, they would have to go to the committee to get any, except for the year-end report. Is that right? Or no,
Well,
we
put-
still
put
do
the
that mini
financials-
report.
No, we put with.
I have no objection to it if.
Yeah, that's
if
fine.
other people
I
want.
want to get some feedback, whatever you think. If you find it valuable, that's great. We'll continue to do it. If you don't, then
George,
your
Nancy?
call.
I like more information all the time anyway, so.
I would leave it as it is, please.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll put that on. I can't remember if I did put that on. I'm looking.
Well, we should put it on.
Yeah, I'll add it, because, oh no, I do have it on here,
Okay.
with this question in
Great.
mind. Okay,
Okay,
yeah, I do
great.
have it. And George, I have for your policies, 3045, the vault, and 3053 study rooms, is that what you wanted?
There was a discussion that we had at the committee of the whole and.
About
Ryan, I'll-
2040.
Yeah, Ryan, I'll talk to you, ask you how you want to proceed. Where are we sitting with that one?
With 20, what, that's,
Wage scale. You
Wage
said
scale.
you wanted wage scale.
yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, well, I'd like to proceed with it.
Okay. And what about library card? Where is that sitting? Are we close to the schools, or is that gonna wait?
No, no, we're still working on it. I think
Okay.
we're still in the process of determining, in which we need to figure out ASAP, exactly what policies, what needs to be addressed.
Okay.
So there's still some gray
So
area in
still,
terms of
still
direction.
some, okay, so let's hold off on that one then and we'll do the three
How
we
about,
talked about.
how about things for the next regular board? Anything? Okay. Public forum? Nothing. Okay, announcements are here. Next board meeting is the 18th. Committee of the Whole was moved to the Monday. I think I put the wrong date on the agenda. Committee of the Whole was moved to the Monday, the 3rd.
It's
Oh,
not,
I guess I did have it
oh,
right.
you got that right.
Any other announcements? Do you have anything? Anyone else? Wow.
Oh.
Anyone
I
wanna?
move we adjourn.
Move to adjourn. Anyone want to second that?
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Abstain. Okay, we're done.
Oh.
Thank you.